Hi everyone. So I'm leaving you a video lesson today since I will be out. And one of the things that you couldn't do on your test yesterday was question number 8 because we hadn't learned how to do it yet. What happens when there's an x and a y in the equation? So that's what you're learning about today. So when it has an x and a y, that's actually called standard form of a linear function. Y'all learned about lines last year, only you remember it as y equals mx plus b. Well, there are many ways to write a linear function. And y equals mx plus b is always our favorite. We love it so much. But the problem is that not all of them are written this way. So we have to know how to convert from standard to y equals mx plus b. It will make it easier for us to graph when we know what m and b are. As a recap, you may remember that m stands for slope and b stands for y-intercept. What I'd love for you to do for this video is to record everything that's on here in your journal, including the title, Converting from Standard Form to Slope-Intercept Form. So write the title down, write down the two different forms, Standard Form and Slope-Intercept Form, and we're going to learn how to convert from one to the other. Now, converting really just means solving, because keeping in mind, when you look at y equals mx plus b, y is alone. So our goal then is to solve for y, get y by itself. So just like with any of the other problems we did in this unit, we draw our line where the equal sign is, okay? And we are going to try and get y alone. So to get y alone, we have to get rid of that 3x by subtracting it on both sides. Not just the 3x. So 3x minus 3x is 0, so it eliminates on the left side, leaving us with only negative 8y. Now on the right side, we tend to get confused because we want to subtract them. But remember, you can only subtract things that are like terms. And I can't take away an x from something that doesn't have an x. So we just rewrite it. Write the negative 12 first, and then write the minus 3x. Normally we read it vertically, negative 12 minus 3x, and now we're writing the same exact thing horizontally, negative 12 minus 3x, because we can't subtract them, so we leave it as it is. Now we're almost done. There's still that negative 8 in front of the y, which means negative 8 times y. So the opposite of that would be to divide everything by negative 8, and I mean everything. All three terms get divided by negative 8. So the negative 8's will cancel, leaving us with just y, yay. And so for fractions that look like they're not going to be whole numbers, you can type them in your calculator. So in this case, negative 12 divided by negative, make sure you're using the negative button, not the minus, 8, and we get positive 3/2. So I'm going to put positive 3/2. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Pardon me. But we're going to divide, just don't put the x in when you type it in your calculator. Negative 3 divided by negative 8, and we get positive 3/8. A negative divided by a negative gives us a positive 3/8. Now the last thing for us to do is to switch the two so that the x is first, because now it's going to look a little bit more like y equals mx plus b, where 3/8 is the slope, rise over run, and 3/2 is the y-intercept. So now what I'd like you to do is recap what this process was, what we did, and I'm going to give you another problem, and I want you to pause and try it in your journal on your own, and then check yourself to see if you're doing it correctly. So remember, what did we do first? We minus the x on both sides, and then we divided by whatever was in front of the y. And then, of course, we type them in our calculator because sometimes they stay fractions. Sometimes they might be whole numbers. So here's your next problem. Take a moment, pause the video, and try this on your own. Remember, your goal is to solve for y. You want it to look like y equals mx plus b. Take a moment, pause the video, and try it on your own in your journal. Now look here, see if you got it correct. Hopefully you minused the 2x from both sides, because remember what your goal was? Your goal was to get this y by itself. So you get rid of the x first. And you can't subtract them because one has an x and one doesn't. So 10 minus 2x is really just 10 minus 2x. You can see it here written in purple. And then to get rid of the 5 in front of the y, we divide all of them by 5. 10 divided by 5 was 2. 2 divided by 5 was 2/5. It stayed 2/5. Now here's the tricky part. We want the x to go first, so it looks like y equals mx plus b, but remember the sign goes with it. This is not just 2/5 x, it's negative 2/5 x. And that 2 in the front is positive, that's why there's a plus here. When they switch spots, the sign needs to go with it. So keep that in mind. Now what you need to do is to go into Delta Math today and work on some of the practice that's in there. If you have not registered for Delta Math, you need to do that first. Many of you already have, but if you haven't, you need to register for Delta Math in Google Classroom first. Go to Classwork, go to Delta Math Registration. For some reason, it's not showing up the link. Oh, there it was. There we go. So see, this one says first period. If you're in my second or fourth period, it'll say second or fourth period. It has the code there and everything. Sign in with Google, okay? Sign in with Google, and then there will be a button that says create your account once you've signed in with Google, okay? So make sure to take care of that, and then I'm gonna link the assignment in here as well. It'll be titled what our practice was titled, which was converting from standard form to slope-intercept form. That will be the title of the assignment. So make sure to work on it. It will be for a grade. I am going to look to see how much that you've done tomorrow. And please make sure your cell phones are put away. There's still no cell phones, even when I'm not there. Okay? Have a great day, guys.